Welcome to his video on using Bloom's taxonomy as a framework for cognitive skills. By the end of this video, you will be able to define the cognitive skills in Bloom's taxonomy and explain Bloom's taxonomy as a framework for cognitive skills. In 1956, an educational psychologist called Benjamin Bloom with his team published a framework for categorizing educational objectives. This taxonomy of educational objectives is now commonly known as Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy classified the cognitive processes or levels of thinking into 6 different categories: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. In 2001, Anderson and Krathwohl revised the taxonomy. The revised taxonomy broadened the purpose and was written for teaching, learning, and assessment. The revised taxonomy too has 6 categories. It also retains the hierarchy in terms of an increasing level of complexity. The revised taxonomy defined what students should be able to do with the concepts taught in the curriculum. So, it uses the verb forms to define the categories: remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Let's look at the revised taxonomy a little more in detail. The bottom 3 categories of the pyramid: remember, understand, apply are lower order thinking skills or lower order cognitive skills, that is, LOTS or LOCs respectively. The top 3 categories in the pyramid: analyze, evaluate, create are the higher order thinking skills or higher order cognitive skills, that is HOTS or HOCs. It is also important to understand that these cognitive processes are in a continuum, which means a higher process automatically involves all processes lower down the order. For example, understand automatically implies remember. But does this mean that we can only give higher order skills questions in our assessments? The answer is no. We need to know if a child has mastery over lower order thinking skills. Therefore, it is important to have items from a range of thinking skills. This will be extremely helpful to then take appropriate remedials and interventions. Content knowledge is derived from the curriculum, but how do we decide on the cognitive skills? We can use the Bloom's taxonomy to choose the cognitive skills to be tested. Before deciding on what cognitive skills to test in a topic, we should clearly understand what each of these levels really means. Let us understand each of these with the help of examples. The first level requires the student to only remember. For example, it can ask for the definition of a prime number. It doesn't matter if they have understood a concept or not. The second one tests the understanding of a prime number. It will require the student to state the reason as to why 10 is not a prime number. Understanding requires memory or remembering of the definition, and in addition, the comprehension of the definition. The difference between remembering and understanding is quite straightforward. Can you think of an example in your subject for these 2 cognitive skills? Let us go one level above understand in the taxonomy, that is, apply. How is apply different from understand? Let us compare the understand level question with the question above it. The apply question not only needs remembering and understanding what a prime number is, but goes beyond and asks to apply the understanding in a new context. You can see how the complexity of the cognitive process is increasing as we go up the pyramid in the taxonomy. Before going to the next level, let us see the finer details Krathwohl and his team have added to each of these 3 bottom categories. They have defined remember as retrieving relevant knowledge from long-term memory. Understand has been defined as determining the meaning of instructions provided in different forms such as written, oral, graphic communication. Understanding can be shown in different ways. You can pause the video to read the details. Now coming to apply level, it has been defined as carrying out a procedure in a given situation, that is, to execute or implement something in a given context. The next 3 categories: analyze, evaluate, and create. which many consider as HOTS, that is higher order thinking skills. Analyze. When we analyze something, we take it apart, we see how parts come together as a whole, how different parts are connected to each other, and so on. It is a more complex skill than apply, because when we apply our knowledge, we are implementing something specific from a concept, and not the entire concept. At the analysis level, we are going beyond the specifics and seeing the connections between the different parts of a concept. Let us look at this example. What are the 4 digits that a prime number will never end with? Do note that this question asks for the relationship between odd numbers and prime numbers. It is testing the connection between an idea within the concept, with the concept as a whole. The next level is evaluate, the skill of making judgment. Checking and critiquing has also been termed as evaluate in the taxonomy. The skill of evaluating something goes beyond analyzing and asks to make a judgment call. Now we come to the topmost level in the taxonomy, which is create. To create something is to put individual elements together to form a new, coherent whole or make an original product. This skill involves being able to generate, plan and produce. In this question example, student needs to come up with a strategy to find prime numbers. Now that you have understood the different cognitive levels, try this out. Choose a topic in your subject. Start with the cognitive skill remember. Create another question in the same topic that demands the next level, which is understand. Keep going till you reach the topmost level create. Let's quickly recap the main points about Bloom's taxonomy. We learned that in the framework of Bloom's taxonomy, cognitive skills keep getting more complex as we move up the taxonomy pyramid. We have also seen how they are in continuum and not distinct from each other. This brings us to the end of this video. In this video, we understood how Bloom's taxonomy works as a framework for cognitive skills and how to use it when creating an assessment. Thank you for watching the video.